Well, welcome back. The eyes of the nation move to New Hampshire. We are now at 6 days until the first of the nation primary for the Republicans. Former President Trump looking to go 2 for 2, but former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley calls it a two-person race. So let's break it all down with my guest tonight, Amanda Hunter, the Executive Director of the Barbara Lee Family Foundation, here up late with me tonight in studio on the Final Five. Good to see you again.
So good to see you.
So I've been there for one New Hampshire primary. I mean, this really is, for New Hampshire, this is like the Super Bowl every 4 years as far as the Granite State's concerned.
And their motto is live free or die. It's a very unique state. But one thing that's interesting about New Hampshire is that they're no strangers to electing women to the highest levels of office, having had Maggie Hassan and Jeanne Shaheen in the Senate, and both of them were also previously governors in New Hampshire, too.
It's interesting, and I'm glad you pointed that out, because over the years, I mean, it really is. You have the largest legislature in the country. I believe they have like 400+ seats in the legislature, and you have the likes of Hassan and Shaheen, who I was there when Governor Hassan, when she was governor, when she was elected there, and clearly moving on to the U.S. Senate. You've had Kelly Ayotte as Attorney General, who is a big statewide figure as well. Why is it? Why this streak? Why have they elected? Why have they seen the electability in female candidates?
Well, what we have found is that if there's one woman that holds a position, it really opens the door for more, because it breaks down the imagination barrier. So there were stories of young girls that went up to Senator Shaheen and said, "My brother wants to be governor, but only girls can," which is cute, but it shows the power of representation.
Yeah. And that's something that you've been working on with Barbara Lee for years with the foundation, and we know a lot about her philanthropy and what she's done to encourage women to run. And when you look at the state of the race right now for the presidency, Nikki Haley has been strong. She's still in the race at this point. I think she was expecting maybe for a second-place finish. She's at third there, but she certainly has shown resiliency in the polls in New Hampshire. Why do we think that?
Well, I think that she's done a lot of groundwork in New Hampshire, but she also has been able to navigate so many of the double standards that we see women face in politics. She's able to show strength, but she's also able to still show likability. And she's made high heels a talking point and a focal point in the election, but also said that she doesn't play the gender card. So she's able to walk these tightropes in a way that is very difficult for a lot of women.
You know, there is something that we have the former president who won in Iowa. He is neck and neck with Ambassador Haley in New Hampshire. His campaign puts out a picture today of her Photoshop looking like Hillary Clinton. There it is right there on the screen. But, you know, the reality is, when you look at pioneers in the presidential process, Hillary Clinton and Nikki Haley's reaching that point, even though we're so early in the process.
Right. No matter what happens on Tuesday, Nikki Haley has already made history, because she has made it further in a Republican presidential primary than any other woman. And it's really no surprise that Trump would compare her to Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton is, of course, a villain to a lot of Republicans, but she's also the only woman that's made it further in a major party presidential primary. We've seen Nikki Haley face so many sexist attacks during this primary. It seems like a million years ago that Don Lemon said that she was past her prime.
Right.
But then we've seen Donald Trump call her weak. We've seen him call her a bird brain. We saw Hugh Hewitt, the Republican pundit, called her overly ambitious, which, what does that even mean? And then just yesterday, Ron DeSantis went to South Carolina and was really goading voters to say, can you name one achievement from her as governor? And we know from our research that that is actually leaning into a lot of gender stereotypes, because voters want to know what women have accomplished in previous jobs, and suggesting that she hasn't accomplished anything is taking advantage of those stereotypes.
And you have the likes of Senator Rand Paul made this big announcement. He's part of the Never Nikki coalition. But again, Nikki Haley has done something that Rand Paul did not have much luck in running for president.
Exactly. And when Nikki Haley was the only woman up there on that debate stage, she didn't just hold her own. She was strong. She swatted her opponents away and shot down some of their attempts to attack her. And yet she's also been able to show warmth, and the way that she's talked about certain issues like abortion, for example, even though her positions aren't that different from other Republicans, have tested really well because of the very careful language that she's able to use.
In 2020, we had really an impressive array of female candidates on the Democratic side, and clearly one of them ended up as vice president. So what are we going to take away from when this process is done, when the nomination has been handed out at the convention? What do we learn in terms of women on the ballot going into 2025 and beyond?
Well, my boss, Barbara Lee, always says that there were, a record number of women on the primary debate stage in the Democratic primary. We're never going to go back. We're only going to go forward. I don't think that we're ever going to see a debate stage that does not have multiple women. And the fact that Nikki Haley has hung in this long maybe shows that the Republican Party is also going to make some progress when it comes to women and people of color on their debate stages.
But, by the way, you came in from New England, and we were focusing so much on the weather in Iowa, and you're telling me the weather is much better up in New England than it is here right now.
By a couple of degrees.
Well, in this situation, I guess it's all relative speaking. Good to see you again, Amanda. Thanks for coming in tonight.
Thank you.
And the Final Five is back right after this.